By the end of this video, you're going to learn the 5 very scary side effects of blood pressure medications. And make sure and stick around to the end because I have a bonus for you. My name is Dr. Story. I've been a chiropractor for over 25 years. I'm going to give you realistic advice based on my experience and based on the scientific literature. And make sure if you do like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it if you consider doing that because it does help me support this channel. So let's just get into it. ACE inhibitors, calcium channel blockers, diuretics, they all have effects, and it's important that we understand that all these blood pressure medications have a multitude of effects. Some of these effects that we want, such as lowering the blood pressure, but the other effects are going right along with them. So we call them side effects because we simply don't want those to occur. It would be nice if drugs only had one effect that was a positive effect and no actual other effects, but that isn't how physiology works. So unfortunately, these 5 side effects are actually the actual effects of the drug. However, they're unwanted. So let's go over them because at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be doing with these. Number one effect of blood pressure medications, certain ones, is diarrhea and constipation. Now, this is of course for most people unwanted. The reason this occurs is because the blood pressure medication actually relaxes your nervous system's ability to contract smooth muscle. Now, smooth muscle is different than like a skeletal muscle, and smooth muscle is inside our arteries and inside our organs, particularly our digestive tract. So the effect of the blood pressure medication is that it relaxes the smooth muscle and the blood vessel can dilate and thus the blood pressure goes down. That's what you want to occur. The problem is all those smooth muscles of our colon and our small intestine also relax. And so in the lower part of the colon, if the muscle can't contract, the sphincters can't contract, boom, there's your explosive diarrhea. And then because when you eat, we're relying on those smooth muscles to actually milk and contract muscles all the way down through the small intestine and the colon. If those aren't working, then you're going to get constipation. And like I said in the beginning, you have an effect. It relaxes smooth muscle. That's the effect that you want, but you don't want it to occur in your digestive tract. Well, unfortunately, the blood pressure medication doesn't have the ability to choose which smooth muscle it works on. So diarrhea and constipation is the first unwanted effect of blood pressure medication. The second dangerous side effect of blood pressure medication is dizziness and lightheadedness. It's not uncommon for people to take blood pressure medication and then go to stand up real quickly. They get woozy and then bam, they're down now with a concussion on their head. And so the problem again is it changes your blood vessel pressure, and thus the blood pressure in your brain, some of the blood can't get up there as efficiently, and you get dizzy. So you need to be very, very careful because if you get dizzy or lightheaded while you're driving, while you're walking down a flight of stairs, when you get up too quickly, you can have other problems on your hand. The third problem with blood pressure medication is erection problems. Now, of course, this only occurs in the men, but women will also notice problems with their sexual function as well with blood pressure medication. And the reason why this occurs is because, again, the same thing that lowers blood pressure is the same thing that lowers blood pressure on all parts of your body. So what we rely on as men is good vascular flow in and a constriction of those muscles to keep the blood in that organ. And if you're relaxing the smooth muscle, you're not going to perform very well, and thus you're just going to have to take it. Now, at the end of the video, again, make sure and watch to the end because this is important because you may have alternatives. The fourth major side effect of blood pressure medication is fatigue, being tired, being drowsy, having no energy. A lot of these medications will slow down your heart rate. A lot of these medications will dilate the blood vessels, thus allowing the blood pressure to go down, However, we rely on that blood pressure and heart rate to feel energized and not feel drowsy. So this is a major side effect that can dramatically affect your overall energy in life. Some medications will deplete you of electrolytes. Some medications will cause a relaxation of your central nervous system. And people don't really think about it, but where does our energy come from? Where does our mental focus come from? It comes from our brain. And if you're taking a medication to actually slow down that function of the brain, then you're simply not going to have the mental energy. Likewise, you're not going to feel good if you're depleted of electrolytes. Ask any athlete if they've ever bonked or had electrolyte issues. You just simply have no energy. And when you're taking a diuretic where you're going to the bathroom all the time, number one, and you simply are losing electrolytes, sure, it is lowering your blood pressure, but it's also dramatically reducing your energy. The fifth and final side effect of blood pressure medication is many people find that they're getting headaches from their blood pressure medication. For the very reason, again, why you get the blood pressure to go down is the same reason you're getting the headaches, is because of a difference in blood flow. We rely on a certain amount of pressure in our head with our blood vessels, and when you start to play around with that pressure in the blood vessels, you're simply going to get headaches. Now, before I give you the bonus, give me your opinion. What have you found to be side effects? Because this is not an all-inclusive list. There are other side effects, of course, but for the sake of a YouTube video, I just limited it to the 5 big ones. But let me know what your opinion is of this in the comment section down below, and also share your opinion and what you've experienced with blood pressure medications in the comments so that other people can read them and learn from them. So let me give you the bonus, and here's the important thing, and I really want you to listen real carefully to this because this is important, is many people are given blood pressure medication and they actually may not need it. And the reason why is because they don't have high blood pressure. They only have high blood pressure when they actually end up in a doctor's office. So the doctor naturally thinks, well, this guy's got high blood pressure, throw the medication at them, because doctors are stressed out too. They have pressure to see a certain number of patients per hour, otherwise they don't make a profit. So the important thing is this, there's a condition called white coat syndrome, and I'm gonna put a link right here on this corner that I want you to watch. So after this video is done, make sure and watch that video. Now here's the kicker, and this is the important part, is if you're gonna take blood pressure medication, some people are so unhealthy. Listen guys, you have to lower your blood pressure, otherwise you're going to have a heart attack or stroke. And if you have these other effects, well, so be it. It's better than being dead. The important thing though is that if you're going to have these side effects, you want to make sure that it's actually worth it. Because some people have white coat syndrome and they actually are taking too much blood pressure medication, then they go ahead and change their diet and they change their lifestyle and their blood pressure actually normalizes, but then the blood pressure medication lowers it so low that they end up only having the side effects and their blood pressure is actually now too low for them. It's important that you don't take advice from YouTube, even though I'm giving advice here, but it's generalized advice, so read the disclaimer. But ask your doctor if it's possible that you may have white coat syndrome. Now, when you're done with that video, I'm gonna tell you exactly how I recommend to others how to deal with this white coat syndrome stuff. And I'm gonna put another link right here of part 2 of that video of what do you actually do if you have white coat syndrome. So you only want to be taking medication if it's absolutely necessary. And this is to rule out that type of condition.